Hi there, welcome to my shop. You may know that Hugh from Wouldn't It Be Nice has sent out a challenge to other YouTube turners to turn a clock during the month of January 2021. Now, I'm going to be making a fairly simple clock. It's one that I've had in mind for a long time and just never got motivated to do. I've had the kit laying around and now it's time to do it. I'm going to be using maple and walnut to make a segmented frame. And I hope you'll stick around and watch, and I hope you'll like it. Let's go see what I can do. All right, I have the 48 segments clamped here in the hose clamps. I had to put two of them together to make it long enough. I took it to the window so I could see lots of light, and there's no light coming through, no gaps of any kind. So I'm ready to start gluing this together. Now I think I have everything to hand. I have a bucket of water here in case I need to do some cleanups, and of course I will do cleanups when I'm finished putting this together. I'm using Titebond 3, and I'm using Titebond 3 because it's, first of all, water resistant. That doesn't really matter in this case, but it also has the longest open time of any of the Titebond glues I use. I've got a mallet so I can knock these down, flatten them out after it's glued up. I've got a cup of that glue here to use. If that's not enough, of course, I can fill it back up. If it's too much, it's a clean cup, so I should be able to pour it back into the jug without contaminating it. And I have a brush to spread the glue quickly. So now I just need to take these clamps off and start the glue up. All right, now, as I have mentioned in the past, I always glue both sides of any joint that I'm gluing. I don't want a glue-starved joint, and in this case, with this being the end grain, it might just soak it up a lot. So I'll get all these glued up and then I'll be back. I like to use a rub joint. Hold it together for about 10 seconds or so, and then it's usually going to hold together as I continue with the other segments. All right, I'll let this sit for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to tighten up the clamps again because the glue is likely migrating out of there. Now that took me roughly 20 minutes to glue up. And with a slower, or rather a faster set glue, I might have had some real problems. And when I do a rub joint, I like to hold it for 10 seconds, the two pieces together. But I found that just 3 or 4 seconds with these was holding pretty well. All right, I'll clean this up, hang it up to dry for at least an hour. Actually, my day is done, so it'll be overnight. And I'll be ready to go back to work with this tomorrow. It's not going to seem like that long to you with the video editing, is it? All right, I've got my one-way live center into my tailstock. I've got an adapter on the live center, which is threaded into my chuck. On my chuck, I have got my coal jaws, and in my coal jaws, I've got that ring that I've finished gluing up. I put the ring through the drum sander just to clean it up. And now I've got that squeezed up against this glue block, and I've already measured this, but all the way around, if this will show up on camera, it's 1 11/32 from the glue block to the edge of this ring. I can't ask to get any better than that. Now I'm going to use hot glue around the outside here to glue the ring to the glue block. The clock face I'm going to use is just a hair over 8 1/4 inches. So I want to mark this at 8 1/4 inches. The inside here is 7 11/16, which means I need 9/16 of an inch on either side. Sorry, 9/32 on each side. Give me that 9/16. So 8 1/4 should be approximately right there. Let's see what this gives me. Just over 8 1/4, so well, almost right on. So I'll do this just to the inside of that. All right, it's fitting in there nicely now. I'll probably actually make this a little looser because it's not going to be sitting here like this. It's actually going to be turned around, set in there. And I want to take this recess down to where this mark is, 3/8 of an inch from the other side. And then this can be set in there to that point. Now from the outside of the disc to that first black ring is just over 3/16 of an inch. So I want this to be 3/16 of an inch, which is the outside of these two lines. I'll take it down to there so that that black line will show up. And I may have to make this just a little bit looser than it shows here, just to get it in there without any problem. So next step will be taking this down all the way to here. First I'm going to make this a little bit thinner. To make sure I'm going in there in a straight line, I'm eyeballing this side of my square recess scraper with this side of my bedways. I have redrawn that line now that I'm going to go down to with the recess, and now I will carve that. All right, this fits in here beautifully now, but if you don't mind my asking, why didn't you remind me that I had to think about the thickness of the movement here? So it looks like what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take this down to about 1/8 of an inch from this front panel, and then it'll make it a little more interesting when I do the front to not make it too thin. But I'll do that now off camera and I'll be back. All right. And I think that's going to be just about perfect. All right, there are a couple of spots where there was just a bit of a divot, so I've got rid of those now. Oh, that feels good. Looks just beautiful. I love how it's made the walnut darken and pop a bit. Now I'll put on Axe polishing paste. Same method I used with the sanding abrasive paste. I'll just put it on, buff it until I don't see any on the cloth, and then turn the speed up high to really buff it in. Oh man, that's just gorgeous. I'm so happy with this. Now, if I can just reverse this and not screw it up when I do the other side. I have most of the glue turned off of there now. And as you can probably tell, I've got the cold jaws brought up with the buttons on the inside in expansion mode, but not even close to the wood. That's just in case this should come off of there and it won't fly all over the shop. It'll be captured by those buttons. Now I'm going to use my skew chisel and just see if I can just take that off of there. Let's just see if that's enough. Okay, I think that's going to pop right off of there now. All right, now I will reverse chuck this into those buttons and turn the front. All right, these cold jaws are rated for 600 RPM. That's what I've got it set for. All right, I've got it sanded. I put on the Axe abrasive paste and then the polishing paste, and I think this is beautiful. Now, I changed my mind about one thing. Instead of leaving it flat, I've got a very, very little bit of a taper from the inside to here, and then it comes up straight. And I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. It's very subtle. But if your friends are like mine, woodturners friends always seem to like to pick up everything. They don't want to just look at it. They want to pick it up, touch it, caress it, feel what it's feeling like. And that really does make a difference, especially to your fingers. So now, let's get this off of here and see what it looks like with that clock face. Well, I hope you like that. And here's the finished product. And I really like it myself. I think it turned out beautifully. On the back, I just used 4 spots of hot glue to hold the plate in, so I don't have to worry about it moving around and falling out. Also, because there's a fairly deep recess here, I can just hang it on a nail, head of a screw, whatever, instead of getting an elaborate hanging device of some kind. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I hope you'll hit that thumbs up, the like button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down, the dislike button. I'm sure some people will, it happens on every video. But if you do, I really would appreciate it if you tell me what you didn't like. It's the only way I can improve. Now, I really want to thank my subscribers. Some have been with me for years, and your support is so much appreciated, I can't even begin to tell you. If you haven't subscribed before, I hope you'll consider doing that today. It does help my channel out. And to really help my channel out some more, maybe you could share this video. So, between now and next time I do a video, I hope you're going to have a great day in your shop and be safe. Today, as I stand here, it happens to be New Year's Day, 2021. And I hope for all of us, it's going to be a better year than 2020. And I know it pretty much has to be for most of us, doesn't it? So Happy New Year. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.